Enemy of God is Bernard Cornwell's second entry in his Warlord Chronicles trilogy, which is a gritty, grounded retelling of the legend of King Arthur. At the end of the first book in this series, titled The Winter King, Arthur had brokered an incredibly fragile peace between the kingdoms of Britain. This peace deal was necessary because a power vacuum had been created, and where power is up for grabs, war, deception, and betrayal gather. We can probably call this second entry in the Warlord Chronicles the Game of Thrones entry. Everyone is vying for the throne, no one can be trusted. And while a divided Britain is angling for the throne, it also is preparing for a Saxon invasion. I believe it was Sun Tzu who said, "Try not to be fighting a civil war while you're at war with another country." To combat this Saxon invasion, Merlin has set out to find the treasures of Britain, which he believes have the power to bring the old gods of Britain back to defend their homeland. This idea of these treasures bringing the gods back to fight the Saxons was integral in brokering this peace deal between the warring factions of Britain. And while various parts of Britain are all shooting their shot for the throne, Christianity threatens to spread throughout Britain, which is not yet a Christian nation. See, the Romans brought Christianity with them to Britain, and now Christianity threatens to supplant Britain's gods. Naturally, the more cunning players in this particular Game of Thrones use religion to manipulate people en masse. They use them like pieces on a chessboard to achieve their own nefarious ends. Now, with all of this going on, Arthur still believes that he can somehow balance all of this and maintain peace throughout the kingdom. If only people just did what he needed them to do. In this particular series, Arthur has always had this naive confidence in himself, a boyish optimism. Deep down, Arthur wants to just broker a peace throughout Britain and, retire in some farm in the countryside. He wants no part of the throne, but he gave an oath to the former king that not only would he protect his one and only heir, but also the throne that rightfully belongs to him. In fact, Arthur gives so many oaths to different people, it becomes difficult for him to keep his word, which is hugely important to the character of Arthur in this story. He's a man of duty, of integrity, but these desperate times are testing those aspects of Arthur's character. The character of Derfel, through whose eyes this whole story is told, grows from being a young, inexperienced warrior in the first novel to a seasoned veteran who you really don't want to mess with on the battlefield. In this story, if you see a shield wall, get behind Derfel. His experience eventually leads him into becoming Arthur's trusted right-hand man in a world where Arthur can hardly trust anyone. The book crafts a decent tapestry of political intrigue and war while stirring together a compelling cast of characters that has you wondering just who is playing political chess and who isn't. Bernard Cornwell writes quality action sequences and clearly knows his stuff about 6th century Britain to a degree that adequately immerses the reader into that world. You don't just get a King Arthur story with the Warlord Chronicles, you get a history lesson. My only gripe with this book, at just over 400 pages, it feels a touch long in a few places. Overall, I give Enemy of God 3.5 stars out of 5. It's a solid middle chapter in this trilogy. I'm currently about 100 pages into Excalibur, the final book in this series. I'll have my review out for that and the series as a whole in the next month or two. That's it for this review. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.